Ghosts on Xbox One. Same shit, different console. I'm sorry guys, but the difference between it on the 360 and the Xbox One is pretty much negligible. I'll go over my first impressions of what I thought of Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One and tell you, hey, it's not all that it's fucking cracked up to be. It is certainly not the level of difference that Battlefield 4 was. I will tell you that right off the bat. So if you're expecting Call of Duty Ghosts to be some sort of brand new thing on the new console, well, you're going to be sorely fucking disappointed. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here. On the Xbox One, as you guys know, there have been dedicated servers that are hosted by Microsoft's cloud system. Now, I had to trade in my Xbox 360 copy to get my Xbox One version of Ghost, so I don't know if there's dedicated servers on the Xbox 360 or how that's playing out, but on the Xbox One, I can tell you there are definitely dedicated servers on there. I have not gotten one single host migration yet, and while there have been like a server crash once or twice, they have been very few and far between. It's not the same fucking somebody rage quitting out of lobbies with that archaic peer-to-peer system. Hey, Call of Duty, welcome to the fucking new generation of how to host a fucking game. That's fucking ridiculous that it took them this long to finally get dedicated servers, but they still need the peer-to-peer system to fall back on when there aren't enough dedicated servers to go around. However, at this time, I just logged on a little while ago, and there's only about 35,000 people online on the Xbox One, so there is definitely enough to fucking go around right now. There's still a lot of people on the Xbox 360 version, so I anticipate once Christmas comes along that those numbers will kind of skyrocket, and we might fall back on some of the peer-to-peer listen servers, but for right now, the deadies are real. And I never really had an issue with connection on the Xbox 360, and I know a couple of my YouTube commentator buddies were saying that the connection was kind of bad and that it was lagging. For me, even when I was playing with buddies in Europe, I didn't really have a problem with connection or hit detection, really. Yes, I've been shot around corner once or twice, but that's fucking par for the course for me, alright? I have Verizon Fios. I constantly get lag compensated all the fucking time. It sucks having good internet sometimes, but then other times when you want to stream and the quality looks pretty good, then it's good to have good internet, right? Just as Mel Brooks would say, it's good to be the king. Alright, so the next thing with Call of Duty Ghost on the Xbox One is the graphics. Now, while there is a humongous difference in graphics between the Battlefield 4 Xbox 360 and Xbox One versions, for Ghosts, there's not really much of a difference. Yes, the color palette is much, much brighter on maps like Stonehaven and Prison Break. The colors kind of pop a little bit more, but realistically, there's not really that much of a difference. It is, however, a little bit brighter on this version, so it is easier to see enemy soldiers. However, with all the fucking cover and clutter that are littering these fucking maps, there are still people that are hiding out in the darkest fucking corners you've ever seen in your life. So while, yes, there is a difference in the graphics, it is very subtle. They did a really good job on the Xbox 360 version with in the graphics department. Now, the saving grace for Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One was supposed to be 9v9 Ground War playlist. Oh my god, let's run out and get our fucking copy quick. It'll make this game less fucking boring. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but listen to the list of maps in the Ground War playlist. Get out your fucking pen and pad, take some notes, and get ready for the shitstorm. Overlord, which is probably the only decent map in the Ground War playlist. Octane, Prison Break, Chasm, Siege, Sovereign, Stonehaven, Stormfront, Whiteout. Ugh, did you fucking hear that list of maps? Who the fuck would ever want to play on that list of maps? I'll give you guys that maybe Octane and Prison Break aren't so bad, but the rest of those maps are just completely fucking abysmal. Those maps that I listed off are worse than any other map in the history of Call of Duty. And yes, I'm looking at you, CeeLo. I'm looking at you, Array. I'm looking at you, Downturn and Aftermath. Those maps that I just playlists listed are much, much worse than those other maps from previous Call of Duty games. Who the fuck would ever want to play on Siege? It is so fucking atrocious. So if you feel like playing on those god-awful maps, then the Ground War playlist is for you. Me personally, yes, it does make the action a little bit more bearable, but keep in mind the fucking maps you're playing on. They're disgusting. They're gross. Chasm, I don't know if there is a fucking traffic pattern in that map. It is just so discombobulated, and there's just random parts that are pieced together. It's like the fucking Frankenstein of maps. And Sovereign, it's like one of those fucking mazes you gotta solve in the goddamn Sunday paper. That's my problem with Ground War, and why I stopped playing it when I was doing it on stream, is that I didn't want to play on those terrible fucking maps. Give me Freight, give me Strike Zone, give me Tremor, give me Warhawk. Those are the halfway decent maps in this game. The other maps that are in the Ground War playlist, ugh, they're fucking terrible. They're abysmal. Like I said, Ground War does help out with the pace of the game on maps like Prison Break and Overlord, where the maps are kind of bearable, but when it's 9v9, it actually makes them interesting. The rest of the maps, they just can't be fucking helped. It's like when the Jehovah's Witnesses come around and ask you if you found Jesus. These maps will never fucking find Jesus. They cannot be saved. Oh, and by the way, did they take Kill Confirmed out of the Ground War playlist? All I ever played was Domination and Team Deathmatch. If so, then that's a fucking dumb idea. Why would you take out the only game mode that doesn't encourage camping? In Team Deathmatch, there's always gonna be fucking campers, and with Domination, if you got 2 fucking flags, there's no incentive for you to go ahead and push the action. And of course, the core issues of the game don't go away on the Xbox One. It seems like all of the fucking campers bought a new console. I mean, for fuck's sake, we have played this game for 3 weeks now. You think people would get out and fucking move around, but no, there still is no discernible traffic pattern on 3/4 of these maps, because people would rather sit in a fucking corner because they're too goddamn afraid to come out and play. It's not a real fucking war. Get out and run around a little bit. If you die in the game, your heart is not gonna stop in real life, you fucking vaginas. And with the way that these maps are fucking over-designed and the fast time to kill in this game, I don't see this problem getting any fucking better. Instead of having 6 campers, now you gotta deal with fucking 9 of them. Can you imagine me pulling my fucking hair out over it? And of course, just like in Black Ops 2, the snipers are back in the Ground War playlist. Now, it's harder to snipe in Ghost than Black Ops 2. I'll give you guys that. However, the amount of shit scoping is still fucking going on. I mean, maybe with the DLC we'll actually get some maps that aren't fucking a disaster to play, but this game is just simply too fucking boring to play. Running around on these giant fucking maps with nobody to fucking find, even in a Ground War playlist when there's supposedly more players, still makes this game a fucking snooze fest. It's like fucking visual Ambient when you're trying to play the goddamn game. So overall, yeah, it's a tiny bit better on Xbox One, but like I said in the title, Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One. Same shit, different console.